It's another fabulous Wednesday evening at Wildlife Command Center. Where are we? Where are we?
Where are we?
The feather blew out of the box. Really happy to be here this evening. Jenna, that outfit. Wow.
Oh, why, thank you. Thank you, Cole. Thank you.
What's the occasion? I came underdressed.
You are very underdressed. Didn't you know this was a 1920s night tonight?
Yeah, you, Jenna, as well as Michael Bare Hands Varan, have both been incredibly busy. In fact, the entire center has really been incredibly busy. Minus me. That's a side story in itself. But do you want to tell people what you guys have had cooking this week?
Yeah, so this week is the annual Shutterfest convention, and it's the largest convention of models and photographers in the Midwest. It's massive. Like, the guy that puts this on, his name's Sal. He goes all over the world and puts on these conventions. So this week is the United States
misery.
Is misery. This week is misery. It's misery. I'm rolling on 4.5 hours, people. So Michael is currently at Shutterfest tonight, and
He's actually in the chat right now.
Oh, is he really?
He says I'm modeling currently.
Oh, he is. So they have this program called Rent a Human, and you go through a selection process, and they only accept like 200 models out of thousands and thousands. Well, for this year, Michael Bare Hands Varan and I were both selected to be models. So they have a Rent a Human program, which sounds great. And you go and you sign up for a different category. Like, you can do bride, groom, engagement, boudoir,
Body painting.
Yes. So Monday night I was fully body painted from here down and had these giant wings, and it was insanity.
I saw a little preview. It looked great.
It did. It looked great. And
Really looked great.
What was nice is that it sealed all my pores and it kept the heat in. So when I was walking around with nothing on, I was warm.
It was like you felt like you were wearing something.
It did. And then whenever I put something on to cover up, I got really hot.
What's the paint made out of? Is it acrylic or
It's makeup. So it's a certain type of makeup.
Paint?
They like airbrush.
Airbrush, yeah.
So like they were doing like fine little details on different parts. So I was an angel that had body armor all over, and I had these huge wings. And so to do the details, they took grandma's tablecloth, like one of those knit doily ones, and pulled it against my skin and airbrushed it and used it as texture. It was so cool.
This is a really great segue, Jenna.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these things that we do behind the scenes, some of it makes it to the community page, but honestly, I'm usually like just too insanely busy with my other 9 obligations to really keep people updated. But I've put a full force effort into doing a lot of the behind the scenes things we do at Wildlife Command Center on our Patreon page.
Mm-hmm.
And right now,
what is Patreon?
Well, Jenna, that's funny. Thanks for asking. Patreon is kind of a community support platform. So people can support creators and small businesses on a monthly basis at different levels and get perks in exchange for their dollars that they've worked really hard for in order to support these people.
That's wonderful.
And now one of them is Wildlife Command Center.
Tell me more, Cole.
Well, we currently have one patron, and is actually this. She's on the live chat all the time.
Think you hear this?
Oh, and she's here. I think she just popped in, actually. So I've been feeding her personal behind the scenes photos and stuff this past week. I had to bop out for a couple days. All right, that story really quick is my uncle burnt down like 15 acres of his property. And so I got a panic call from family at like 8 p.m. on Sunday. And they were like, hey, we need help down here, like now. So I drove 4 hours and I got there at midnight and I was fighting a fire for 36 hours. Literally, usually metaphorically I'm putting out fires, but this weekend I was putting out a real one. So I've missed all the Shutterfest scene, which
it's been crazy.
Which in a lot of perspectives I'm sad about it, but on the other perspective I'm happy.
Well, so they have this rent a human program. You do your hair, your makeup. Took 3 hours to put this together today. And you go and sit in a room, you sign up for, one of these different categories, and then your selective randomly to some photographer in that category, and then you go and do a shoot for like a half an hour or an hour. They bring you back, and then you sit and you wait for more. Well, usually what happens is you go out and you do that shoot, and then other photographers see you, and then they take pictures, and then it's like 2 hours before you get back. And so yesterday I was actually a bride. If I ever get married again, Cole, I have found my dress.
I can't wait for the wedding.
It is beautiful.
It's gonna be magic. I'm gonna have a speech. I'm gonna be hammered drunk.
It'll be great.
Gonna be
oh my God, yes, because Cole is my work best friend.
Yeah,
so
we're basically tight as can be. You know?
Yeah, this is true.
We don't have time for friends.
No, we don't. This is our social life. Thank you. So we do this Rent a Human program, and then after 7 o'clock at night, then we have the after hours shoot, and that's meeting up with the photographers that have booked us out months ago, saying, hey, I want to do this theme shoot with you on this day at this time. And it just goes and goes and goes. And Michael, super chat, thank you.
Alex, you're great, man. Thanks for the support. Appreciate
Alex,
it. You got to jump.
you.
So the link to Patreon is in the description of this video, as well as pretty much all of our others now. I got to update like the long previous past stuff, but jump on Patreon because you can enjoy some additional perks since you're a regular supporter, and it's much appreciated.
So, but did Michael tell you what he had to do yesterday?
Yeah, so just to catch up a couple people. So Bare Hands Brand is not here this evening because he's participating in Shutterfest, which is the largest photography event in St. Louis.
In the Midwest.
Okay, in the Midwest.
It's massive.
So,
photographers from all over the world have came to this event.
And this year, Michael and Jenna were both chosen to be models within Shutterfest, which is a really big honor. There's many models in St. Louis that complain about not being selected each year when the selection committee takes upon itself. So it is a big deal.
It is. Oh, thank you. Who is that?
Kate.
Kate.
Now a patron.
Oh, thanks, Kate.
Kate, you make me so happy.
Patron number 2. This is great. So Michael did his Rent a Human yesterday morning from 9 to 12. Then he had to leave and he had to go catch a goose because it's nesting season with our lesser geese that we have, or kind of like the lesser Canadian goose. There's greater and then there's lesser. And another one, yay! Thank you. And so he had to go and he had to catch geese or a goose, and then he had to go catch raccoons, and then there was 4 babies that fell down inside a wall, and then he had to go get them, and then he turned right around, came back to Shutterfest because we had a Mad Max themed shoot with the animals, and then after you get done with the overnight shoots or the late night, the after hours shoots, that's my word, they have this giant party in this massive ballroom, and they've got this DJ, and he mixes songs together, and the theme of the party was Mad Max. It was Wasteland. So if you can imagine hundreds of people dressed up in Mad Max, everybody, they were drinking. We weren't because we were being responsible. And then so we had other people from the center here and volunteers, and we were all out there. And we're out there dancing with like our axes and our bats wrapped in stuff.
I will say one of the most underrated platforms to follow Michael on is Facebook.
Yes.
So I think he just like topped out. You have like 5,000 friends on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he just hit 5,000. So I'm not sure how friend requests work once you've hit your capacity. If like they still come in and he can choose to like defriend some people.
Yes, no. He needs a fan page.
I know he does. He's got a fan page, Bare Hands Baran, on Facebook. So I think I just need to get him committed to just posting mainly on Bare Hands Baran.
Yeah, because I think it's probably public, so they can still view and see.
Yeah, his last Facebook status was like 3 modeling photos and him catching a goose.
Yeah. I saw him today, and he had on like a 3-piece suit and shiny shoes and like cufflinks, and let me tell you, it was weird. seeing him like that.
So are you, Taylor's in the background here, keeping track of our raffle box this evening, because obviously this is still on par for a live of ours. So we put together a special raffle box. If you want to go through that, Jenna,
Let's go through this.
But any super chat this evening, you'll go ahead and get a raffle ticket, and Taylor's keeping track of all of that in the background. She may throw in a couple extras if you're sending larger donations too, because we make up the rules here. So that's about how that goes. Yeah.
All right. So tonight, the winner of this glorious box will get a Wildlife Command Center decal. And tonight it's going to be signed by the both of us.
It is. And I think when Michael steps in next, before we ship this off, I'll have him sign it too. So this will be the only sticker that has all 3 of our signatures on it. So one day when we're big and famous, you can sell it on eBay.
So let us know if you're interested in all 3 signatures on this one. It'll be worth it.
Oh, it's happening.
Oh, it's happening. I
Yeah,
know.
it's
I still want to know the interest out there.
Yeah, well, let us know how interested you are. And I have a nice autograph.
Do you?
Yeah, I don't think you've seen my autograph.
Mine looks terrible.
Everywhere. I like how Michael signs Michael, because his regular signature is just so simple. I hope he's watching right now as I dog his signature.
Super chats.
2 super chats. Thank you guys. Thank you.
From our
Hey, Bare Hands Brand super chatted. He says I want to get on this raffle box because I want these signatures.
99 cents? Really, Michael? Jeez. When I do it from home, it's always like $10. But all right, 99 cents.
Look at that. Look at that signature.
Let me see.
You guys can falsify some checks in my name now.
That's
That's
pretty.
I think it's nice.
All right, I'll do mine real quick.
Write yours big too, so mine doesn't look
All
weird.
right.
Oh, yours is pretty.
There's mine.
Chef Minnie.
Ooh, thank you. Now I haven't heard of Chef Ming very much.
I believe I've seen Chef Minnie on here before, but I can't say I know any personal information about them.
Yeah.
Because that's and that's a really good point. So Chaotic Crickle on the live this evening. So shout out to Crystal.
Yes, she made it to our trivia night last week, which was a massive success.
And she was on my trivia team.
Yes.
And I participated fairly because last week we did possum facts, and that was a full category of the 10 rounds we do. So I was like, I cannot participate in any of the possum questions because I want to be 100% fair. So we finished in 2nd place, but we did really good. And it was a true group effort. Crystal got, I can't remember. There's a couple that she got. Oh, she got the sailfish one.
Oh yeah.
The fastest.
It's the fastest animal in the sea.
In the sea was the sailfish, and she got that right. So we would have missed that without her.
All the turtle.
Oh, and then the turtle questions. Oh man, she is a turtle factoid.
Yes. So
she's got a box turtle, so she knew all of them.
Yeah, and we were doing really good. Like the energy level was here until I had to ask the question because I MC the events, and then I had to ask, do turtles that have a cracked shell have to be euthanized? And the whole energy of the room just went down when they thought about putting down a turtle. So whenever we came through and I read off the answer, I was like, hey, great thing. There's epoxy, there's, you can make a cast. And now with these 3D printers, you can actually 3D print really cool shells. And I do remember we talked about that a few weeks ago because one of the people on there had talked about doing a Blastoise.
Here, this says raffle box with, what did she say? Is it raffle box with a chick and personal delivery? Yeah, so we had, these are the newest hatchlings.
Which chick? This chick?
These chicks, yeah.
This chick or these chicks? Got to be a little more specific.
The chicks. Those chicks. Little tiny chicks.
God, do I feel unwanted. It's a lonely world over here.
So we put in some more eggs in the incubator maybe a month ago because it takes 30 days.
21.
31?
21.
21. Takes 21 days?
21 days.
I thought we've been waiting a month each time or whatever.
No.
But yeah, I got some new hatchlings, and I checked the incubator before we got on the live, and we don't have any other newcomers. So maybe within the next 24 hours, we're going to have triple the amount of chicks here. So.
Yeah. So what we're doing with these chicks is that we're actually going to lease or sell them for Easter. So if anybody in the St. Louis area is interested in leasing one of our chickens, baby chicks, for their Easter party or Easter celebration. Heck, shove it in a plastic egg and let the kids open it up and go, oh my God.
I brought little chicks over to family gatherings, and they go over pretty well.
They do. So we actually took the last round of chicks. We went to that mental health facility down in St. John, and they were a huge hit. So, and it was people. What are we doing?
Oh, I accidentally hit your hand.
Okay.
So I was like, yeah.
Why are you holding my hand?
Just holding your hand. Continue with the raffle box.
Okay, sorry. Well, anyway, so they were a big hit down at the mental facility because everybody got hold of them.
Let's go. I want to make sure they know the raffle
Hey,
box.
Adrian.
That's my
All
microphone.
right. So we also have this cute little adorable tiger that needs to be on your nightstand every night. So he's going to be part of the box. We are going to give away one of Rocky's feathers. And as some of you may or may not know, Rocky is the Eurasian eagle owl that we have here. And he comes from Mongolia, is where his species originates. So this is one of his feathers. And not only do we have that feather, but we also have a Cicero feather as well. So his new feathers are coming in really good. So this is one of his freshly molted ones. We also have a Dreaming of Hogwarts Harry Potter sticker.
Oh, wow. I like the additions you made.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
When I'm in charge, crazy things go in.
Just start pulling magnets off the fridge.
Oh, do we have any? That'd be a great idea.
Yeah, Michael will love this one. You know what? We're gonna give away our very first Wildlife Command Center magnet. You guys are gonna get this one. Definitely not the pride and joy of Michael's at all. We're gonna put that in the raffle box. This is the very first logo that Michael ever had done, so I'm sure he'll never mind it going.
And
So,
I'm pretty sure we'd be fired.
yeah, we'll put that in there.
We like our jobs. And you will also get this fabulous Wildlife Command Center multi-tool. It does have a sharp blade. We are not liable, or as Michael says, layable, for cutting yourself. So please,
we're not liable.
We're not liable. It's got the can opener, the bottle opener. This end does have a flat end screwdriver. And this one has a very nice sharp edge so that you can cut stuff. We've also got a corkscrew, which is great for a bottle of wine that hopefully I will be opening later tonight. And it's also got a Phillips head screwdriver and it's keychain. So wonderful. Let's see, what else do we have? We have a Wildlife Command Center ink pen. You can sit in a classroom and just start writing all your answers in Morse code, letting the buddy next to you know what the answer is to the question. Yeah, Dub. Good boy. We have this really cool bottle cap that has our logo inside, and it's a pen so that you can put on your backpack, put on your jacket, whatever you wish. It's right here. Found a really cool. So the backstory with that is we were at one of the Comic-Cons, and there was this girl there that makes these. And
Makes what?
Makes these awesome, cool pens. And so I'm a huge Captain Marvel fan. And so I saw one and I immediately had to buy it. But she makes for all sorts of stuff. It was $20 for 100 of these to be made, which I think is an awesome price.
What a bargain.
Huge bargain. So if any of you guys need any of these, let us know and then we'll get you in touch with her. Super cool. And I got them in like a week. So, and then we will be having a bag of our awesomely famous super dark roast
Not
coffee.
just one, but two.
But two. This one is our breakfast blend. And for those of you that, let's see, I believe Chaotic Crickle has had some, and has Kate's gotten a couple.
The coffee's been getting around with our YouTube peeps.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
a lot of raffle gift boxes have gone out. We've got some pretty good reviews coming back in. I definitely haven't heard any negative ones yet.
No,
so.
I tell you what, I'm drinking it right now. It's perking up. I really need it. So, and last but not least, we have this amazing challenge coin that is just like the kind that the military uses that Michael had for the Navy.
On the USS.
Don't sink my battleship.
Yeah, that one.
We should know this. Super chat. Yeah, thank you. Oh, that's a good idea. I like that. Who's that from?
Hear this.
Hear this. Thank you so much.
Hear this is like, I want to get it on the raffle. You know,
I want the raffle. I want the raffle. So yeah, super chats tonight are going to be thrown in to the mix for this stuff. So cool tiger, coffee, Rocky Eurasian eagle owl feather, challenge coin, super awesome.
Someone was asking about your fur outfit. Is it real?
It is.
It is.
It is real.
Well, what is it?
I think it's mink. I will never ever buy a brand new fur at the store.
Thrifted?
It yard saled.
Yard sale?
Yard sale, $10. And it has pockets.
Wow.
It's got pockets.
Makes it worth it.
Question?
It's Taylor.
More like an answer to a question that you asked.
Okay.
So Chef Minnie replied,
Chef Minnie.
from what I read in the law, it's take nothing. I don't know enough about the fine print of migratory versus
This is talking about the feathers.
Migratory versus migratory, so just leaving them be. Yes.
Yeah. So as far as on a note on the feathers, and correct me if I'm wrong.
Do you want me to cover it?
Well, I'd like to be wrong
got
first,
this?
and then
Oh.
you can correct me if you have. It's more fun for them to hear how stupid I am.
Okay.
You know.
Me too.
But if it's a native bird, it is illegal. So by picking up a great horned owl, or really any owl, any feather, because a lot of people just aren't educated. You know, it's like when Michael and I are out on a hawk rescue, I'll pick up a random feather and he'll know exactly what bird it's from, but 98% of the rest of the public can't do that. So
Correct.
you really don't know what you're picking up, and pretty much almost 100% of the time, if you're picking up a large feather that looks very pretty, it's probably a native federally protected bird, which could result in a $10,000 fine.
Yes. I have a funny story about that.
Can't wait.
I do. So I was 16 years old, just learning how to drive. And so I would drive with my mom back and forth to school every day. And we were coming up on the ridge, and the tree line was coming. And also came an owl, went right into the grill of the car, and his head went into the grill and didn't make it. And so I had to remove him from the grill. And I took the owl and I kind of went down in the embankment and placed it gently down there and said, okay, you know, nature, take your course,
Couldn't even bury
biodegrade
it.
and all that stuff. My mom got so mad at me that I put the owl down, and she's like, put it in the car. We'll have Eddie stuff it. And Eddie was her husband back in the day. And I'm like, no, I'm 16. 16, just got my license. I'm already crying because I've hit something.
The incident.
And
Horrific
so she's
incident.
like, no, we're going to take it home. Eddie's going to stuff it. And I'm like, no, that's a bad idea.
That's a terrible idea.
So I told her no. And she said, if you don't go get that owl, you are grounded for 3 months. Well, no 16-year-old wants to be grounded for 3 months. So I went and got the owl, put it in the car. Mom took the car. My other car got fixed. And then it broke down like 3 days later. And this is, of course, you know, in May when it's hot. So I get the car again 3 days later because my other car broke down. The car reeks so bad. So bad. So I'm in the school parking lot, and all of us are hanging out there. The car just has this horrible gas of death coming around, and the rent-a-cop comes around, Frosty, and he's like, what are you guys doing? You know, he came out and he's like, what's that smell? And I'm like, I don't know. He's like, open the trunk. I opened the trunk, and Mr. Hootie blew up to this size and was so huge, and he lost his mind because, you know, it's $10,000 feather. Well, how much does a whole owl cost?
A lot.
And so he's like, you are leaving school right now, getting rid of this. You cannot have this here. And I said, if I get rid of it, my mom's going to ground me. And he's like, I'm calling your mom. And I was like, oh God, please don't call my mom. So, but the owl was safely put away. I did get grounded. Because
You still got grounded?
I still got grounded.
Because you didn't take the dead owl in the car. This is the weirdest story.
It's a true story.
It is so weird. What am I supposed to do with that story? I
I
can't.
was just like, yeah. And then I went home and I told Eddie what happened. And he was like, I can't, A, I don't know how to stuff an owl. And B, that's a federal offense. Like, you can't do that. And I'm like, well, the evidence has been rid of by now. And so, yeah, I got in big trouble. Anyway. So since Rocky's from Mongolia.
Thank you for that story.
You're welcome.
This is lovely. I get to learn something new about China every day. But yeah, since Rocky is from Mongolia, he is a non-native species.
Yep.
This is 100% legal.
Yep.
So I had some fly fishermen come to the center one time. He's like, man, he didn't sound like this, but it's just man, I'd love to have some of those feathers off that bird for my fly fishing. He didn't sound anything like that. And I said, oh, well, you can have some. He's like, oh, no, that's illegal. And I'm like, no, it's 100% legal. It's just if you'd ever get stopped, you'd have to be able to verbally communicate to them that they were a Eurasian eagle owl that is a non-native species. And he was like, yeah, I better not take any.
So I have a friend of mine that I went to school with who did not witness the federal offense being, the felony take place. But he wants some of Cicero's feathers. So that's why I've been kind of stockpiling them so that he can make fly fishing stuff for them because they're blue and yellow. So anyway.
So any super chat, you're going to be entered into the raffle. Taylor's in charge of it. If we get a larger super chat, she's probably going to grace you with a couple extra little votes. Mm-hmm. Votes, ticket things. And then we'll raffle them at the end here.
Have we had it? Oh, yay! Thank you. Michael, $1.99. We're coming up in the world. Thanks, Michael.
Michael says, wish he was here. Boy, do we wish you were here too, Michael.
We do too.
We'd really love your company right now. But we're doing great without you.
Okay. I was like, I think we're
good riddance. So
take the night off.
I took it upon myself. I'm going to play the role of Bare Hands Baran in this moment.
Oh my God, it's so heavy.
And we're gonna follow up on our little acid adventure. I'm sure Michael's just really thrilled with seeing this happen right now. He's like, "Where's his breathing apparatus or anything?" So listen. I'm going in full scale here. So it's been 2 weeks. You can look back at the previous lives if you weren't here to witness us at the beginning. But these are virgin crystals.
Yes, the virgin crystals that I dug up from the depths of the earth.
Yeah, do you want to tell them where you got these from?
I got these down in Arkansas, and they've got these wonderful areas that you just go and just start picking this stuff up down in Hot Springs. And is that lid starting to bubble up again? We got super chat?
Well, back up your face a little bit.
I'm trying to read.
I'm about to open up the acid right now, and she's like, "Hey, what's going on over there? I can't see."
I just thought this was really funny. Kate said, I love acid adventures, but I haven't had one since my 20s.
Yeah!
Who doesn't like a good acid
We're all
adventure?
sorts of felonies tonight.
So, would you be a doll and grab a couple paper towels for me over in the kitchen area? So this water obviously didn't start out like this color, and Michael's intentions, you know what we'll do, Jenna, is we'll include one of these crystals in the raffle box as well.
Probably, I would think probably next week, because the full moon's right now, so we can't do a moon charged one.
Okay, you may not have a moon charged crystal. Okay.
Everyone's very concerned about your eyes, and so am I. So be cautious.
My eyes, everyone's concerned. I wear glasses. I can't see it. This is much more dangerous. I assure you. No, everything's fine. I'm just looking.
Get the big one.
Okay, I wanted to see what the small ones were doing too. So here's that big one that we looked at last week.
That's really gotten pretty. It's smoking a little bit.
Is it smoking?
Yeah.
Wow, this is really dangerous. We don't advise you guys doing this at home. But yeah, all the iron is really oxidized off of this thing now. There's a little bit of yellowing on it. So
I'm sure that will just rinse off.
yeah, I mean, it'll probably rinse. But, honestly, we're just going to leave these in the jar for maybe a couple more days till Shutterfest is over.
Well, why don't you go ahead and grab a small one, and then we'll pop it out there. Leave that out. So that you can go in there. Grab a different one. We'll rinse it off. We'll put it outside, let it moon charge, and then we'll put it in the box.
Pungent. I really got a good whiff of it.
Like the owl.
Yeah.
That was in the trunk.
Probably not good for my longevity. I picked up a little one with it. Ooh.
Oh.
So do we know what these are like made of? Is it just crystal?
Yeah, it's just crystal.
Is that a thing? Just crystal?
It's just crystal. So time, air, and pressure makes these things. So it's going to be a mixture of from where was in the salt caverns.
The salt caverns. The coal
where
mines.
where I got these, it's going to be a mixture of magma from the Earth's center and water.
I imagine it was like a guy with like 150 acres down in Arkansas. He came out of his trailer with a bush lot and was like, "Yeah, it's $20 if you want to dig up the crystals in the back there. You can just leave it in the box if you want." Was it like that?
All right,
No.
let's see.
Oh. Don't worry about that.
No dog.
Make sure my dog doesn't eat that.
Can somebody please grab it?
No, it's a.
Here, you can grab it.
Okay,
I'll
I'll
find
be
a pretty
back.
one.
I had to grab it.
Everything's
Keep
fine.
making a feeling for it.
Don't let him lick there. So this will be the crystal that we'll put in the.
Oh, let's do this one.
You want to do that one? You like that
Look
one
at
better?
one. Oh, that's pretty.
Here, I got gloves on. Let me just
Okay.
hold it. It's got a little
Super
like.
chat from Andre.
It's got a little.
Andre!
It's got a little rock. This one's sitting on like a little bed of rock.
So it's sediment.
Oh, sediment. Yes.
Little sediment.
I was testing
I'll
you.
go grab another one.
I feel like that's great. I'd love to cover up the acid.
Ooh.
Okay, I like that one.
Yeah, we'll do this one.
All right, you're
All
gonna.
right,
We're
yeah, we're gonna
here,
do this
let me-
one.
Let me get, and then you just eat it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Or
cool.
snorted, whatever.
This is like the sugar candy, right?
Yes. Oh my god, I used to love getting that at Six Flags.
This one's really cool. It's got a lot of like mini kind of crystal actions. I'm the one that has gloves on right now, lady. Get
I'm
out of here.
Hori. All right, so we'll take that one and rinse it off. We'll throw it out in the moon, and then that'll go in the box. In the box.
I'll meditate with it for an hour,
Oh, that's a good idea.
and then you guys will have my innermost emotions that you can put on your shelf at home. You got a little acid. I cleaned off the table before we got started. It was really dirty. Like you should have seen the paper towels I used.
The poop deck was dirty.
Yeah, the inaugural poop deck, as we like to call it. Arr.
Is the lid on?
Hold on. Let me,
Why don't we-
here, let me just get this
Okay,
out of
you
the
wanna
way.
do that?
Yeah. Tell them to like the life,
Yeah, that'll be nice. That'll be nice. All right, real quick. What's some songs that have the word moon in it?
Songs that have the word moon on it.
Yep.
Can I do one?
Sure.
Peterson Cotty on the moon.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I could sing it.
Yeah.
I don't want to, but I could. I could do that.
So there was America sang "The Last Unicorn" in the movie "The Last Unicorn," and it talks about moon rising, sun shining. So it was in there. Super Chats. Thank you. We're gonna push that a little farther away.
So, if anyone that's joining us 32 minutes into this live stream, our raffle box has already been announced with a lot of Wildlife Command Center goodies, some very limited edition items too, including the sticker being signed by both me, Jenna, and I will have Bare Hands Baran sign it as well. Why didn't I get this out of the way?
I don't know.
It's fine. You'll also be getting one of our virgin crystals that will be energized by the next full moon.
Tonight.
Is that tonight?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's why I said let's go ahead and pull it out.
No wonder
so we
it's
can
such a
charge it.
weird day.
Oh.
I mean, it makes a lot of sense now.
So do you understand why people get crazy during the week of a full moon?
I do actually. I'm not actually as I kind of play up that role a little bit. Like I play up the non-believer.
You're
role.
the epitome of like the crazy week of full moon.
Yeah, I play up the non-believer, but I actually 100% believe. Like I used to follow the full moon like relentlessly, because like everything. Any big event in my life would always happen around some large celestial event.
Mm-hmm.
Even like a solar eclipse that you couldn't even visually see on this hemisphere, like big events, and so yeah.
So do you want the scientific explanation?
Yeah, give me the science.
All right.
Give me the sciences.
So when the full moon's out, the tide rises in the ocean. You know, tide, ocean, rivers, whatever. So the tide rises because it does a lunar pull to the water and pulls it up. We are made out of 75% water. So the water in our bodies go up to our heads, which make us not think straight and act a little bit more lunatish in there. And that's where werewolf syndrome came from. Just being up in the moon and being crazy and doing all that. So it's all the water in our bodies going up to our head and making us.
Werewolves are real? Is that what you're saying?
What do you think this came from?
A mink.
It's a mink. It's a
Weremink.
It's a weremink with pockets.
Got some moon songs coming back in.
We got some what?
I got some CCR, Bad Moon Rising.
It's a bad moon rising.
Oh,
Love that song.
I didn't know
I
those.
see.
Didn't know those were the
troubles
lyrics.
on the way.
CCR is one of those bands where you're like, I'll just make up the lyrics.
Or
You
Moon, Ozzy Osbourne says candy.
Yes, that's a good one. You know who CCR stands for, right?
Yeah, clear. Hold on. Clear Water Revival.
Credence.
Clear Water Credence Revival. I'm dyslexic.
Oh my god. Are you
Credence, clear water.
example A of the full moon and water being in the brain?
Well, it was like, because I thought it was like, I see a bed of moon horizon. Like, that's what I just
Bad
make
moon
up.
horizon.
I know, but that's what I make up in my head because, like, I'm just so dyslexic. So, like, Taylor, tell them I sing songs and they just like, you're like, what are you even singing right now? These are not even close.
What did you say earlier for that one song?
I don't know. It happens on a daily basis, but I'm just like, go with it, and enjoy the remix.
The coal mix.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, did you have any other hopes that you wanted? I also want to mention too here before I get you can be thinking about your hopes and aspirations for this live stream here. And if you guys want to see any of our animals that you've been missing, feel free to put in the chat. Maybe we can be swayed to bring them out and do a little info-rama.
Yeah, I'll go wrangle the critter and we'll go do it.
Info-rama. My brain's really just, it's not, so you're not Michael. So we introduced our new coloring book last week on the live as well. Taylor worked very hard on this one. And I'm not going to give away all of the coloring book, but she did a wonderful job. They're very high quality. They're glossy. They look really good. This is first edition, though.
Mm-hmm.
First edition. So this is a nice little collector's item.
So, and if you use watercolor, it does not leak through the pages. We've already had somebody go out and do that.
Yeah, the paper is actually really thick. It's actually nice.
Oh,
but
what's that? Thank you.
in any case, the only way you can get your bare hands on this bare-handed animal coloring book is by becoming a Patreon with us. So check out the link in the description. That's for right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
For right now.
We will end up getting the coloring books listed eventually, but if you're wanting to get your little paws, another little animal reference, I'm doing good with those right now. On the coloring book early, I'll also have Michael go ahead and sign it too for you guys, but any new patron that we have this month is going to get our coloring book included, which is not one of the listed perks that they get. It's just a little extra little thing I'm making Michael pay for.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, Michael.
Thanks, Michael. Did you clean this off well?
I wiped it.
In case we've got a question, Taylor in the corner.
Well, Crystal recommended that you should bring out a surprise reptile.
A surprise reptile?
Dealer's choice reptile.
A dealer's choice.
Do we get a color to choose from, or just
A surprise.
a surprise?
I'm gonna get the rest of the acid out.
Yeah,
of the
why
way
don't you go do that?
real quick.
I'll go get a surprise.
I wish I had a standby screen right now. Are you gonna keep dressed up? Yeah, that's
He's kind
fine.
of growing on me right
Yeah,
now.
that's fine. She's fine. Don't even worry about it.
I'm good. Sheen, $25.
I wanted to get you guys a little close up of some of our chicks, but I also want to get the acid out of the way. So let me do that real quick.
I see the moon rising.
That's fine. Don't worry. I just put the acid crystal on my desk. No big deal. You know what? I gotta wash my hands too, real quick. Hold on. So let me do a little recap here. Taylor, are you following the chat?
Yeah, I'm good. Also, you should get a water bath.
Tell you what, can you grab me the Germex real quick?
You should really just wash your hands.
Yeah, I should, but I don't have enough time. I want to stay with the people here.
Go wash your hands.
All right, we've got 13 likes on the live right now, 20 real life humans watching. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Michael is not here this week since he's participating in Shutterfest. Jenna, who's been working like a dog the last 3 days straight at Shutterfest, she came from a shoot that started at 10 a.m. this morning, 9 a.m. And so she's helping me out with the live stream this week. But again, just to cover our super chats, you're going to be entered into the raffle for our gift box this week. And we will be right back. I want to get the chicks out, but I want to wash my hands because I have acid on them. So give me a second here. I didn't do the row your boat routine that you're supposed to do when you wash your hands, you know? You're supposed to sing row your boat.
Yeah, you just wash them for about 5 seconds.
Yeah, I wash them for literally like 5 seconds. They'll be fine. So this was the one we had out earlier today. Did you name this one?
No.
So I'd say chicks are my favorite. Sounds weird. When they're like under a week old.
The chicks and snake
Hey,
is such
Cole.
a good idea.
I think maybe this chick should go away.
No, that's fine. It's not a problem. So we usually don't name our chicks because we have a lot of chickens here. We love our eggs and we love our chicks too. But he's just a little dinosaur. So, and it's kind of cool because I don't know, do we have eggs in the fridge right now?
Mhm.
Do we? Let me see.
They were there this morning.
Don't refrigerate the chicken.
I'm not refrigerating the chicken, but these are some of the eggs that we produce. They're really colorful. I remember I brought a dozen eggs over to my aunt. She was like shocked at the colors of them, but we have a couple new chickens that are producing this season and they're coming out blue. They've come out even more blue than this. But green, blue, tan, some of them end up being spotted too, but they're really beautiful and they're delicious. So that's why we end up keeping the chickens around because we really like eggs and they're super expensive right now. And a lot of our volunteers and our employees have been really indulging in the egg scene. We've had a lot of reoccurring egg visitors. Jenna, come on back in.
All right. All right. So I think it's been a while since we've had Miss Minion out. So isn't she beautiful? Beautiful girl.
It's a beautiful snake you got there.
Thought I'd color coordinate, you know, the gold with the gold and be like, oh yeah, she's so pretty. So Miss Minion is a Burmese python and she has really, really started to grow and get big. So can anybody tell me what pop singer made a Burmese python famous?
I can. I bet you our live chat will be able to tell you too, so I'm going to let them tell you. Someone said there's a chicken trick. It almost came out wrong. You want to know a cool chicken trick?
Oh, thanks, Chaotic.
If you tuck a chicken head underneath its wing, it looks like the head has disappeared. And hold it. I thought it was going to be the TikTok thing that's going on right now where people like end up, what do they do, Taylor? They just rock their chicken back and forth and then they just go to sleep.
No, so it's for roosters.
Oh, for roosters?
If you take a rooster and you get it on the ground and you put a line in the ground and you draw it away from their nose, they go into a trance.
If you draw a line on the ground?
Yeah, so you take a rooster and you get it on the ground and then you
Hi,
take
baby.
it and you draw a line from its nose straight out. It'll just...
Anyways, check that out on TikTok.
And there we go. Look how cool chicken and rooster facts.
Oh, Gravy's getting a look at Miss Minion and he's really uncertain right now.
He's like, I don't know, I haven't felt out this. So, but yeah, she's a beautiful girl. Super chat! Yeah.
Everything's fine. I like snakes and reptiles, but I'm usually not the lead animal wrangler, you know? I like my job behind the camera, you know? So, but I definitely don't mind, and I'll help out at events when need be, or if the animal care tech, they really need assistance on taking one of the large snakes out, they know to grab me for sure.
Yeah. Well, what I like about her is that she's a tree snake. So she's used to like grabbing and clutching and
Arboreal.
arboreal. Yeah. Because like we have some of them, like the red tail boas, not so much. They just want to be on the ground. And so whenever you hold them, they don't hold on to you very well. How's that feel? You like that?
It's great. I'm in heaven right now. This is definitely my thing.
Cool scarf.
She's saying hello, Cole.
Hi, Miss Minion. She's really heavy. I don't know why it is. I assume it's because of all the muscles that they have, but you know, they make 60 pounds feel like 150 when you're holding them sometimes.
Yeah.
Super chat from Michael.
Oh, thank you, Michael. Bare hands for in.
Someone says, Minion, have you ever brought her to the fair?
So we did bring her to the fair one day last year. So
That wasn't a Minion joke? No. I didn't see the Minions, you know?
like
The movie?
But-
I didn't know if that was like a Minion.
Roo.
I didn't know if that was a joke off of that. But
No, I think that was a Minions to the fair.
we
Bringing
we
Miss
per-
Minions to
They
the fair.
brought him to the fair.
Did they?
well, we participate in the Renaissance Fair, so a lot of our snakes come up to the Renaissance Fair with us too.
Yeah. So she's actually been battling a respiratory infection for a while. So we don't take her out to events very often because when a snake gets a respiratory infection, it's a trick to really get it. But she's actually done really well. Her color is fabulous. She's got good weight on her. She loves kissing on Cole.
Yeah, like
So
a lot of the girls.
she's doing good.
A lot of the girls will come into the office and like go grab a snake and sit and sit down with it while they're working at their desk, and that's not me. I'm not that guy. It was
Come on,
great.
baby. She's like, Cole, I want some of your coffee. All right. Say goodbye, Miss Minion. Say bye-bye.
Howdy, Jenny in Texas. Snakes kind of scare me. They kind of scare me too. So we got something in common. There you go.
Gotta keep that off screen.
Yeah, right.
Come on, baby girl.
Jenna's going to go off and probably grab something else for here. That's I'll assume what she's going to grab here. Yeah, our snakes get a lot of work. Well, you know, they don't, I mean, obviously the reptiles and the snakes, this is home for them, but we do so many different events at Wildlife Command Centers from I mean, Comic-Cons to Ren Fair to different photo shoots. And so a lot of our snakes and reptiles get out and about and have a little bit more fun human to human experience. We should like take them, we should take our snakes on like a nature walk one day. That'd be a fun vlog. What do you think about that? Taking the snakes out for a walk.
Wouldn't it be a slither?
Taking the snakes out for a slither instead of a walk. They don't, I guess, yeah, no legs, so you can't really go walking about. Really appreciate you guys sending in the super chats, and we'll probably do the raffle box right before the 1 hour mark on the live. So stick with us here, and then we'll go ahead and do the raffle. I'm trying to think. So this next, I've been working on a couple different long form videos. That's basically where my efforts have been, is trying to get you guys more long form. I know a lot of you that watch our live stream are really committed to watching our long form videos. And so that's where I've been putting a lot of my efforts into. I also just jumped on a new social media app called Clapper. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Clapper, but it's very similar to TikTok. So I've been doing a lot of short form content over on Clapper. If you're looking for another platform to follow myself and Wildlife Command Center, it is underneath my handle Coal Wide World, as my TikTok is. But that's additionally something I've been working on. What else you got for us? I thought you were going to bring me back something fun.
Well, what else do you guys want to see? You want me to grab one of the birds?
Yeah, why don't you grab one of the
How
birds?
about we grab cricket?
Yeah, grab cricket, please. Please grab cricket, please. So one of the questions from Lucille just came in. Hi, Lucille, a very regular follower. Candy, very generous super chat. Really appreciate it. Definitely will be in the raffle drawing here shortly. Lucille asks,
Thank you.
how warm do they have to be where they sleep?
How warm do what?
I'm guessing she's referring to snakes. So we keep the ambient temperature in our reptile room at around 80 degrees. That's where everything is most happy. So that is our targeted goal temperature in the reptile room. Sometimes it's hotter. I wouldn't say it's ever cooler than 80 degrees, but sometimes it'll be warmer than 80 degrees, depending on the outside temperature that we have in there.
Yeah.
In which they do great. I think, I'm always trying to remember all the information I get from Michael and what I've learned here. But, retics in particular really do like warmer temperatures. So anything really up into the low 90s is fine for them. But we do have other snake species that we have to accommodate. So 80 is our targeted ambient temperature.
So anytime so as you guys know, heat rises from the floor up. So we try to keep the ambient temperature about 75 to 80 degrees down in the bottom and keep it going. But if we have one of the snakes that is sick, the number one thing to do is to move them to a higher temperature to help burn up that virus or the bacteria. So we do have to rotate some of them and put them up in a bin up on top of the shelf just to help them get over whatever it is that they're dealing with.
And I really appreciate the questions coming in because it gives us something to roll off of. Because I love dealing with questions. I'm seeing a question come in from Chef Minnie. I don't know if that's what you're seeing, Taylor. But Chef Minnie says, serious question, how do I defend against a raptor attack? I wouldn't want to hurt them, but if a great horned owl swooped at me, what can I do?
So you're going to face it head on. Try not to make eye contact with it. But, like I've seen Michael, so one of the Harris hawks is aggressive right now because they're sitting on eggs. And so Michael will hold out his hands and keep them, at bay and keep them focused and saying, no, we're not going to do that.
The Chris Pratt.
I would not turn around. Yeah, the Chris Pratt.
The Chris Pratt.
I would not turn around and give your back to the owl because if they can't see you, they're just going to come in and attack. The odds, however, of them attacking you are pretty low. I mean, I think a mountain lion, but an owl, I don't know.
I've been in so many different raptor situations with Michael. A lot of them obviously are injured birds, but you could also argue that an injured bird could potentially be way more prone to attack than a healthy bird. But it's just not the case. I mean, it's a lot of posturing. It's a lot of definitely may swoop at you, but I really don't recall a personal incident of ever seeing a hawk or raptor attack someone. They may swoop at you. If we since we do nuisance wildlife, a common call that we get, I've heard a couple times is, hey, I have a hawk that is swooping at me while I'm in my backyard at my pool and I need it gone. And since they are federally protected, there's nothing we can do, ma'am or sir, in that situation. But one of the things I hear our representatives tell customers is to carry an umbrella. Walk outside, carry an umbrella if you don't want to be swooped. But I personally have not heard of an incident of a hawk or a raptor attacking someone.
So with it being nesting season right now, because owls are the first bird of prey to lay their eggs. So it's hawks, and then it's going to be the owls are the first ones to lay their eggs. So they've already laid their eggs back in February. And then it's going to continue on through the rest of the birds of prey. So these are the first ones to lay their eggs. And with that, we actually have some good news. Her brother Pluto and his wife Venus, they have laid they've laid 9 eggs already. So we're still waiting on those to hatch. However, Cricket's mom and dad, they laid 4, and I do believe that at least one of them has hatched already.
Has already hatched?
Yes.
I haven't been out there.
Michael sent me a message the other day and said that Boosie is a daddy right now. So congrats. That was Cicero.
He says what?
Congratulations to the happy couple. And, birds of prey, they're young, only have a 25% survival rate. So we're definitely going to be keeping a close eye on them. And then we're going to pull the owlet if it needs any type of help or care. So that's what we did with Cricket last year. She was born in May, and we hand fed her since she was 2 days old. And baby owls have to be fed every 30 minutes.
Yeah, and they're very fragile. Birds of prey are very difficult. I think it's 85% of birds of prey in general die within their first year of life. In the wild particularly, and that's outside of vehicle instances, and that's mainly due from parasites, because they end up taking somewhere around 25% of a bird's nutrition, and during those winter months it can be especially difficult for birds of prey. But yeah, just from my experiences being here, you can be doing everything in the world right, and nature will still have its own way of saying you're not in control of anything.
Yeah, and it can be genetics. It can be, just any type of thing that they have. So, but, hopefully we'll have a lot of owlets. And then some of the some of the hawks right now, they've laid eggs. So they're going to be sitting on them for a while. So hopefully we'll get some hawklets.
So this was another good question from Chef Minnie. It says, can owls recognize their names, or is it physical gestures? Does Cricket know she's Cricket? Emma,
So does she recognize that she's an owl?
Does she respond to Cricket? Cricket.
So does she know her name?
Does she know her name? Cricket.
She does recognize people,
Right.
and she does recognize voices. So they can still be imprinted on when they're young. Some of us spent more time with her than others, so she's going to be more comfortable with them. It wasn't until we had Ren Fair last year that we brought her dad in here, because she's an office owl, that she actually saw an owl that wasn't her for the first time. And it was really neat because she was learning how to mimic owl sounds that her dad was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And so he can be vocal and do his screeches and his chirps and stuff. And then she was trying how to baby talk, basically. But she
Cricket definitely knows people. One of our trivia questions was, are owls on the lower end of intelligence for birds? And the answer was true, because they do have small brains, because their eyes take up a large portion of their skull. So 2/3 of their skull. So it doesn't make them a super intelligent creature, but we do love owls. I think owls definitely are my favorite of the raptors, I think. Fun fact, my aunt and uncle actually have an eagle's nest 50 yards away from their cabin.
Do they really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
It's a brand new nest this year, so I'm hoping that if they do have little ones, it's getting later in the season, so I'm not sure if they did successfully hatch any young this year yet, but it would be cool to somehow sneak some footage somehow.
Well, I don't know if they're if eagles have started hatching.
I think they have, but I also told them that there is the potential, because they thought they'd seen it sitting on the nest really early on in the year, January, February or something. And I said, well, they can double clutch. If they laid eggs and they didn't produce, then they may have late season birds. So that was one of my questions for Michael.
Can somebody Google when eagles start hatching their young at the beginning of the year. Oh,
Taylor, you got a question?
Well, it was just, do either of you know much about capybaras? Because Crystal was wondering if they make good pets.
I know nothing about capybara. Capybara.
I know Dora the Explorer was friends with one. I know.
I
know that.
I do know that if there is an animal somewhere in the world, someone has tried to make it into a pet. And, sometimes I think it's best to keep things wild, But if it really truly calls to you, more power to you. Do your Google searching, make sure you're not breaking any laws, and give it a happy and loving home. And hopefully you can find one that really needs one. Another question?
This is an answer. Did one of you ask when eagles hatch?
Yes. Eagles hatching.
So in Alaska and Yukon, eggs are laid from late April until May, and then they take 35 days to hatch. But in warmer climates, they are laid between December and early January.
Okay.
So they hatch around February, March.
All right. So maybe the one at your uncle's place has a hatch now.
Possibly. It's a brand new nest too, so I don't know what the odds of.
Thank you.
I don't know what the bird odds are. This is why Michael's very helpful. It's like if it's a brand new nest, if that impairs its ability as far as to have a successful hatch the first year or not. We're at the hour mark. Do you want to close? If you want to get in on the raffle, we'll give it maybe enough time for Jenna to walk back and put Cricket back on the perch, and then we'll go ahead and do the raffle here. Bye, Cricket.
Super job. Thank you.
Chaotic Crickle says cappies are more common than dogs in South America. I do believe that. I know there's a lot of them too. They seem to be very lovable creatures. Robin, one of our awesome volunteers, mentioned that Critter Lane, who are good friends of Wildlife Command Center, not too far away from where we're at in Imperial, Missouri, have a couple. And that's one video that I've been thinking about doing with Michael Head. I got like poop or something on me right now. I don't know what that is. But going down to Critter Lane, and they brought their sloth Mabel to our trivia night on Friday, and Mabel was a hit. And it was really fun to be up and close with a sloth. In fact, I put a little bit of that footage on the Clapper app under Coal Wide World. Jenna thinks Clapper is a really funny name.
Clap on, clap off.
Yeah.
Clap on, clap off.
You got to change with the tides. You got to see what people are into. All right, you got everything written down here? Bring them on over. I'll put them in my hat.
All right. Are we going to go through the box one more time? Or do we need to, or we think we got it?
Yeah.
All right. 2 bags coffee, dark roast breakfast blend. We're going to have a once-in-a-lifetime limited edition decal signed by Cole, myself, and Michael Barehands Baran. Got a cute little tiger that you can play with and go, hello. The Rockies, one of Rocky's feather, Eurasian eagle owl, comes from Mongolia, so he's non-native species. We're going to have the fabulous Wildlife Command Center multi-tool right here. Corkscrew, bottle opener, can opener, blade. We are not liable for any injuries that come on there, so this is our little disclaimer on there. So enjoy. The Drew Me of Hogwarts sticker. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. Raise the roof for Hufflepuff. One of Cicero's feathers. Wildlife Command Center ink pen. Wildlife Command Center lapel pin right here. Or bottle cap pin.
We got one more super chat. Do you want to throw it in?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes. Thank you. Who we got? Kate. Thank you, Kate. And we are also going to have this challenge coin. So something that I really want to start keeping up on is knowing where you guys are from. So while we're doing this, if you could please in the chat write what town you guys are from, just so we can kind of get an idea of demographics, because we really do appreciate each and every single one of you guys. Without you guys, we would not be doing this. We love doing this. It's a lot of fun, and I wouldn't do anything else with my Wednesday night for sure. That's the truth. So, and then next month, we are going to have a trivia night on April 28th, and it's going to be Disney animals.
My hat's a little smelly right now.
Your hat smells? Ooh.
Just a little bit. I was a little sweaty today. So if it's wet, I'm sorry.
Is this your fire putter outer hat?
I was wearing this, throughout the whole. Well,
Oh God.
it's a little pungent right now.
A little thanky. Little thanky. All right. Taylor, thank you very much for cutting these up.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh,
That's
and
fun.
also I want to give a shout out to my dad. He's here on set with us tonight. So hi, Pop.
Thanks,
All
Dad.
right, here we go. And the winner is
No.
Chaotic
Who's it? Oh, Chaotic Crickle!
Crickle.
I thought you were gonna say Bare Hands Moran. I was gonna be like, I was gonna veto him.
hands.
I was gonna veto him so
So-
hard.
Golly. All right.
Well, awesome. This is gonna be your prize box. I gotta remember to put the crystal in for Crystal. So that's what I'll have to remember to do. And we have your information already. So
Yes, we do.
We'll
we will
definitely
sure
be
to
in
send this
touch.
out to you. So Chaotic Crickle. Yeah.
well,
Oh, by the way,
yeah, got another question.
Kate's super chat came with this question actually, and I don't remember you reading it or hearing it.
Oh, Kate had a question or super chat.
Yes. Do you want me to read it?
Oh,
Yes, please.
How's baby bird training? Waiting for a video.
She's talking about the baby birding Cicero to me with the almond.
Oh,
We'll work on that this week.
Cole likes his mustache, so
Yeah, we'll work on that this week. Well, I'll just like start with feeding, and then I'll get a fake mouth and with a mustache, and then it's coming along. It's coming along great. Making real strides in progress right now. I feel really
I don't know about
fulfilled.
that.
Really appreciate you guys tuning in.
Yeah.
We're an hour and 5 minutes.
Shut the front door.
It always
Are we
zooms
really?
by so quickly. New long form video coming on Saturday. Every Saturday had our long forms, and if you haven't hit the all notifications button yet, please do so. I know a lot of our most loyal people watch our live streams, and I really appreciate you guys doing so. And check out our link tree and the Patreon page.
Yeah. If you guys have Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, any of that good stuff.
If you want to get the limited edition bare-handed animal coloring book, any new Patreon sign up is going to be mailed and sent one of those this month. So appreciate you jumping on early. And I'm really designating myself to giving like the inside scoop of what's going on.
I'm glad you know what's going on because this is not my realm. So
Yeah, well, it's just
I appreciate you.
these are the people that support us the most. So giving them behind the scenes of the photo shoots and what we're doing on a daily basis, I'm going to attempt really hard to at least give one new post update specifically for our patrons.
That's awesome. Thank you, Cole.
So hopefully I can come through on that. Call me out if I don't too.
I know we all appreciate it. But yeah, if you have any of those social media platforms, help us get some more likes and some more subscriptions. Share our stuff.
Willie Weed asked if Michael was out filming for Playgirl this evening.
No, he's at Shutterfest.
Pretty close
He's a
though.
groom at Shutterfest.
Yeah, he was a groom.
Yes.
He
It
did
could
some
be a special spread, you know?
and
They
then
do have boudoir for men and women.
but a lot of the behind the scenes and the photos from Shutterfest I'll be putting on our Patreon page if you guys want to check that out. Thanks for being here. I feel complete.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much.
We'll be back with Bare Hands Moran next week for sure.
Thank you guys. We appreciate every single one of you.